Spotlight presents Ben and the Ghosts of Mother Nature. Enjoy.
This is a story about a boy named Ben who lived with his grandmother in a small town called Wigan. Ben didn't have any friends, but he didn't care. The only thing that mattered in Ben's life was Ben.
I'm the most amazing creature to ever set foot on this planet. I just don't understand why other people can't see that.
Ben's grandmother loved Ben, but she didn't like him all that much.
When I was a girl, we used to respect our elders. I wish Ben would. Is that me?
Oh, stop complaining and be quiet, Gran. That's all people ever do is moan.
On Saturday afternoons, Ben's grandmother would host a knitting afternoon at her house. Other people from all over Wigan would come to knit and natter. Ben found it very annoying. He would play on his Xbox and try to keep out the way of the old folk.
Oh, people look for that. I didn't have a clue about the modern world.
Grandma and her friends would sit and talk about the olden days. Ben would overhear their conversations and thought that the olden days sounded very boring.
Back in my day, we used to have a TV, we used to read books.
Read books!
Back in my day, we used to have a marbles, we used to play outside.
Outside!
There wasn't any sounds or the traffic in the street. We had to eat our vegetables and put rations on the meat.
Imagine that.
The food was much fresher then. It wasn't wrapped in plastic. It was fantastic. Back then, life was so simple. Back then, when I was little. Back then, everything made much more sense.
Those were the days.
Before all this modern technology took over, people these days, they want to be out with the old and in with the new. It's a throwaway society.
Yes, we are so wishful these days.
Oh, they are. They don't know what they belong.
Boring.
Don't be rude, Ben. You young folk have no idea how we did you have it these days.
Whatever. Anyway, I'm hungry. What's for lunch?
I made you some broth with the vegetables growing in Gerald's garden.
Gerald's garden? Are you taking the mick, Gran? I'm not eating that kind of rubbish. Besides, these vegetables are not cooked, they're raw. Raw rubbish. And anyway, I'm going to McDonald's, so...
I smell that. Gerald, come on, let's go and grab ourselves a dish.
Ben loved to eat fast food. He spent most of his pocket money in fast food restaurants and buying bags of crisps, sweets and fizzy drinks. Grandma tried her best to feed Ben a healthy diet, but he would refuse to eat anything that resembled a vegetable.
Ugh, vegetables are for rabbits.
On his way home from McDonald's, Ben came across a group of people with signs and leaflets.
Save the world! Save the world! Save the world! Save the world! The ice caps are melting! The sea's full of plastic and it's killing our sea life! What about the trees, man?
We need your help.
Oh yeah, have enjoyed thing, Oz.
Are you kidding, man? You look like a sweaty hippie to you.
Environmentalism is for everyone. We all live on this planet. We should all do something to help.
Let's tell him how it is, guys.
Yeah.
Listen to this, you mango. The world is dying. Mother Nature is crying. Said the world is dying. Mother Nature is crying. The world is dying. Mother Nature is crying. Yeah, the world is dying. Nature is crying. So open up your eyes. Yeah, you gotta realize that to litter is a sin. Put your rubbish in the bin. Sea levels are rising. There's no compromising. Fish are eating plastic. Things are getting drastic. Chopping down trees, and they're killing off the bees. And the sea is full of oil, and there's chemical soil. And isn't it alarming? All this factory farming. Yeah, we know you gotta eat. Doesn't gotta be you. There's a lot that we can do. Man and woman, me and you. Yeah, this earth is our mother. And we won't get another. Come on, guys. Be kind to the world. Recycle your litter. Be kind to the world. Don't let them know the bitter. Be kind to the world. Let them walk and take the bus. Be kind to the world. She gave life to all of us. Yeah. Woo! Oh, that Mother Nature, man. Woo! Big up, big up. Yeah. I say mother, you say nature, mother. Nature. Mother. Nature. I say mother, you say nature, mother. Nature. Mother. Nature.
Have you not finished yet? We're trying to have some peace and quiet here. And where do you donkeys get your costumes from? 1970s. I know you're trying to impress. M&M? Now get lost.
Listen up, guys. There's an anti-fracking rally in Blackpool. Let's go there.
Save the world! Save the world! Save the world!
Losers, losers.
Ben had no interest in saving the planet. Why should he care if the sea was full of plastic and if the ice caps were melting? He didn't live anywhere near a rainforest, so they could cut down all the trees for all he cared. Environmentalism was for hippies as far as Ben was concerned. On his way back from McDonald's, Ben walked through the park. As usual, he couldn't be bothered walking to the bin, so he threw his litter on the floor as he always did.
Excuse me, young man. Do you mind picking up that rubbish? My grandchildren play at this park.
Oh yeah? If that's your problem, then why don't you do it yourself, Grandma?
What a rude young man. You need to learn some manners.
Who cares?
was late for school as usual. He had stayed up late into the night playing on his phone and didn't get much sleep. He had missed the bus and didn't want to ride his bike because he said it was too cold. But the truth was, he was just too lazy. Grandma was worried about Ben's attendance, so she cancelled her doctor's appointment and had driven him to school. Ben took Grandma's kindness for granted as usual, and he didn't even thank her when he jumped out the car and slammed the door.
Have a nice day. Be good.
Yeah, stop at Asda on the way home, will ya? I want some pizza.
Where'd you go, Ben?
Well, don't look at me. It wasn't my fault. It was my gran. She made me do all the ironing and homework and stuff like that. It wasn't my fault.
Don't play up for 1 second, Ben.
No? Then why don't you go and ask her yourself? Excuse me, who made you the boss? You're not even a real teacher, are you? You're just a feeble old classroom assistant.
This term we'll be looking at the environment.
Sounds boring.
What think of recycle? Catherine?
Paper, plastic, amateur.
Well done.
Teacher's pet.
Come on then, guys.
Recycling is really cool. You can do it at home, you can do it in school. Plastic, metal, and paper too. It can all be turned into something new. Recycling is really cool. You can do it at home, you can do it in school. Plastic, metal, and paper too. It can all be turned into something new. Recycling is really cool. You can do it at home, you can do it in school. Plastic, metal, and paper too. It can all be turned into something new.
Plastic, paper, metal too. Long tip of toilet paper smells of poo. Look, I'm sick of hearing about this environmental rubbish. It's so boring, I feel like I'm going to fall asleep.
What's that about selfish? No.
You see that? I'm getting sent out because of you lot. What are you all laughing at? Right, stuff you and stuff your stupid school.
Ben was always getting sent out of class. He found it hard to concentrate on real life. Ben wished that everything was like a video game. Things would be a lot more exciting if he could drive around in fast cars and shoot guns all day. That evening, Ben returned home to find Grandma was looking very unhappy. She was sat in her chair and looked like she'd been crying. Ben didn't notice because he had his head stuck in his phone and he went up to his room as soon as he entered the house.
Ben, give me that.
Sorry, Gran, can't talk. I'm trying to play on Candy Crush. I'll talk to you later.
That night, Ben lay in bed playing on his phone. He had spent all evening getting up to level 988 on Candy Crush, and he wasn't going to go to sleep until he reached level 1000. He had a headache and his eyes were sore, but something within him urged him to play on. If he could just get up to level 1000, then he would be able to go to sleep happy. It was a long night, but Ben wasn't willing to give up on the game.
Thanks to my evil friends, I've been playing too much Candy Crush, and I've been seeing patterns everywhere, and it's ruining my life.
Finally, at 3 a.m, he managed to complete level 999 and was now on to level 1000.
Yes! Victory at last. Oh, I feel like I know Keno Canny Push and Wigan now.
He switched off the lights and lay there in the dark, savouring his moment of victory. He felt tired but wide awake at the same time. He knew it would probably be a while before his brain switched off and he fell asleep. Maybe he should play another level to see if that made him feel any more tired. He was just pondering on whether to turn on the light when he saw something moving in the darkness. It looked like a figure at the end of the room, and it was coming towards him.
Hello, Ben.
Ah! Who are you? And how'd you get into my room?
Don't you recognise me? We met in the park the other day.
I don't think so. I don't remember 5 minutes ago. Who are you? What do you want?
I want to show you something, Ben.
Whoa, what does he want to show me?
Come with me and you will find out.
Ben went with the strange lady. He was scared but intrigued about what she wanted to show him. He followed her into the darkness and he suddenly emerged out onto a street. It looked familiar, like somewhere Ben had been before but somehow different. There were no cars and the street was paved with cobblestones rather than tarmac. Suddenly he saw a young girl running towards him.
I recognise that girl. Who is she?
That's your Grandma Jean, when she was your age. This is Wigan in 1945. I've taken you into the past to show you what life was like back then. Back in your grandma's day, people didn't have computers or mobile phones. They used to play outside with their friends after school. Let's go and play tag with Gerald!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming, ready or not?
You can't catch me, Gerald. Oh, here, come on. Come on. Oh, you got me, Gerald. Listen, we'll have to play again later. I promise Mum will be home at 6 o'clock and I have to stop and buy some butter, okay? I'll see you later, Gerald. Bye.
Gran! It's me, Ben!
She can't see you, Ben. We're both invisible.
You mean like ghosts?
Exactly like ghosts. We can see her, but she can't see us.
Ben followed Grandma into the shop, where he noticed that things were very different to how they were now in his local shop.
There's no package or anything.
Plastic packaging wasn't really popular until the 1960s. Before then, things like butter were weighed out and wrapped in paper. Other things came in glass jars. There wasn't very much rubbish back then. Hello, Mr. Robinson.
Hi, hello, Jeannie. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Could I have a pound of butter, please?
Of course you can. How's your parents doing?
Oh, they're very good. I'm so glad that Father's back from the war. And it's Philip's birthday. We're having a special meal tonight. We might even be having corned beef.
Corned beef? Oh, you are a lucky girl now, aren't you? Oh, there's your butter, Jeannie. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye.
Yuck! Why is you so excited to have some corned beef?
The war has only just ended, so things like meat, sugar, chocolate, and even fruit are hard to get hold of. So people see it as being a real treat if they get to eat any of these things.
Well, no wonder why Gran didn't want me to waste food.
Things were very different back then. Come on, let's go and have a look inside the house now.
Ben followed Grandma Jean into a small house where he found her sat with her family, listening to the radio.
Where's the television?
Didn't have a TV back then. Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad.
Did you get the butter?
Yes, Mum.
The food smells amazing.
Your mother has been in the kitchen all day.
Probably crashed with apple pie.
Wow, we're getting spoiled.
Well, it's your brother's birthday.
What's she doing?
She's fixing her husband's socks. It's called dyeing. Back then, people never threw anything away. If it was broken, they fixed it. And if it couldn't be fixed, they just had to make do. The motto was, make do and mend.
Gran says we live in a throwaway society, and I guess we do.
Happy birthday, Philip!
Thank you, Jeannie.
Here's some honey this.
Wait, thanks, Dad.
Here's a present from me.
Chocolate and banana. Thank you. On the show, Jeannie.
Oh, thank you, Philip. That's so kind. Here, I got you a colouring book. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Philip. Happy birthday to you.
Is that all he ever gets for his birthday?
Toys and games were hard to get hold of, so Philip was actually really lucky to receive those presents.
But I got some cool stuff like Xbox, trainers, and some sweets.
Things were very different back then.
Alright, everyone seems so happy then.
People were grateful for what they had.
Ben thought about his lifestyle and about how different things were in today's modern society. He began to understand why Grandma felt the way she did about certain things, and how maybe some things really were better back in her day. He couldn't believe how much the world had changed in Grandma's lifetime. He just couldn't help but think.
I wonder what things will be like when I'm an old man.
It's time we left this place now, Ben. I've got more to show you. Come with me.
Ben followed the lady into the darkness, and suddenly they emerged into a very familiar place.
Not school!
Yes, Ben. I've taken you now to the present day to show you things from a different perspective.
Oh look, it's me!
Yes, and you're late for school as usual. Good morning, class. Good morning, Mrs. Unsworth.
Today we're going to do class presentations.
It's the largest rainforest. The Amazon.
Well done. Ben, it's the first time you've been late this week.
Whatever, Unsworth.
If you're rude to me again, you'll spend the time in Miss Smith's office.
Well, Mr. Smith isn't as boring and stupid as you, miss.
We have to report to Mr. Smith.
You report to Mr. Don't Give a Damn. Well, she did deserve it.
Did she, Ben? You do know that teachers have feelings too. Come on, let's go and have a look in the staff room.
Is everything okay, miss?
I just don't think I would teach it anymore.
Don't say that, you're a fantastic teacher.
I've tried my best with Ben, but he's getting worse.
We have to expel him from school.
I don't want to give up on Ben. I want Ben to learn and get a good job.
He's on a lost cause, he doesn't have a future.
Excuse me, I do have a future. I'm really rich, just you wait.
The choices you make today will affect your future, Ben. Come on, let's go and have a look in the playground.
Mrs. Unsworth said that we're going on a trip to North Safari Park.
I heard you're driving a monkey forest.
Yeah, the monkeys are going to jump all over the minibus.
But that's not fair. I want to see the monkeys.
There's a pit in the bank, I know.
I'm glad he can't go. He don't spoil things. Unless he gets eaten by a lion.
Don't be nasty, everyone. Sure, I know.
He deserves it.
I do. No, he doesn't.
Whatever. He's not coming to my party.
Come on.
Yeah, you've all invited, except Ben.
It's Tommy.
I don't care if they like me or not.
Are you sure about that, Ben?
I don't even need friends.
I think that that is a load of rubbish. And speaking of rubbish, this is all the rubbish that you have thrown on the floor in the past week.
What about them?
Oh, it doesn't look very nice, does it?
I guess not.
What do you think happens when you throw your rubbish on the floor like this?
Don't know. Never really thought about it.
You wouldn't like to sit on the park if it was all full of rubbish like this, would you? But it's not just people that are affected by your rubbish, you know.
What do you mean?
We share this planet with lots of different animals, and they all get affected by our pollution. Look.
Oh no. Here's Stark. Can we help him get him out?
I'm afraid not. We're just like ghosts, remember? Hopefully somebody will find him.
I hope somebody does.
But it's not just that little guy that needs our help.
What? God, that is awful. I didn't realise any of this was happening.
Most people don't realise. It's easy to think that our rubbish just disappears, but it doesn't. People today don't realise the impact that their lifestyles have on the planet. And plastic is the worst.
Loads of things are made of plastic.
You're right. Nearly 300,000 tonnes of plastic is used each year in the UK.
Well,
Lots of people even throw recyclable plastic away without putting it in the recycling bin.
so what happens to it then?
It ends up in a huge hole in the ground called a landfill.
But then it just rots away, right?
Plastic takes 500 years to decompose.
500 years? That's a long time.
And that's a lot of plastic just lying around in landfills.
But if it's in a landfill, it's okay, right?
Not okay. More a case of out of sight, out of mind. Harmful chemicals and greenhouse gases are released from the rubbish that we put into that soil. And this causes a number of problems such as soil pollution and global warming.
What if we recycle everything?
Now let's just see about that, shall we then? I'm going to need a member of our audience to help me. We're going to try and find out what we can and can't recycle. So if you'd like to help me, I'd just like you to raise your hands. Can I get a volunteer? The little girl at the back over there, come forward. Very good. Let's give her a round of applause, everyone. Okay, we'd like to say your name for everyone. So this is Faith, and she's going to help me and Ben find out what we can and can't recycle. So, everything that can't be recycled, we're going to put in this black bin bag, but everything we can recycle is going to go in the yellow bag. So I'd like you to hold that one then. Thank you very much. Okay. So, Faith, would you like to pick a piece of rubbish? Any piece. Okay, so it's a McDonald's wrapper. And what's it made of? Cardboard. So, do you think that that can be recycled? Yes or no? Yes. Do we agree, audience? Yes. Okay, you can put it in the yellow bag there, the recycling. Okay, would you like to pick something else? Okay, so that's something else you might get from McDonald's. It's a balloon, isn't it, on a stick? So do you think that the balloon and the stick can be recycled? No? Do we agree, audience?
No.
Do we agree, yes? Yes, right, okay, it can't be recycled. Put it in here. Thank you. Okay, so we're going for a bag this time. Do we think that the plastic bag can be recycled? Yes or no? No, it can't be recycled. However, you can reuse your plastic bags, so always remember to do that. Thank you very much. And there are alternatives. You don't always have to use plastic. Oh, a toothbrush. We all brush our teeth, I hope. Anyway, so, do we think the toothbrush can be recycled? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, I did hear a yes from someone, but unfortunately it can't. It is a plastic toothbrush, but there are wooden ones about that are easier to biodegrade. Okay, so what else have we got? So straws, what do you think, Faith? Can they be recycled? No. Think they can? What does the audience think? No. Mixed opinion, but unfortunately they can't, so we're going to put them in here. Okay. Lots of people like eating crisps, but do we think our crisp bags can be recycled? No. Unfortunately not, so they're going in the flat bin bag for the landfill. Okay, how about the Pringles tub? That's a tricky one. No. Oh, you know, what do you think? No, it's made of mixed materials, so it can't be recycled. Okay, so what about the polystyrene? Thank you very much for helping. Can they be recycled? No, they can't be recycled. However, there are paper alternatives. So if you want to pick up the paper cup, that can be recycled. However, if it comes with a plastic lid, you'll have to put that in the black bin bag. So you can put that one, put the paper cup in the recycling, but the plastic lid will have to go in here. Okay. So we've got a few more things. Is there any of this left over that you think you can recycle? One more thing that I can see that can. It's not the Dairy wrapper. Can anybody see what it might be? No. No, you can reuse the bubble wrap. The plastic bottle, well done. Okay, so you can put that in the recycling over there. Yes, excellent. And if you could put the rest in there for me. Thank you very much, my husband. Can we give a round of applause? So, as you can see, a lot of plastic can't actually be recycled, which means it ends up going into our natural environments, including the ocean.
Well, so what can we do?
Let's just ask our friend that question.
What friend?
Hey, Ben.
Oh, no, not again.
You can write this one, Ben. Okay. We got Mother Nature. Plastic bags, we use them every day. We shove them in a drawer or we throw them away. They end up in the sea, they look like jellyfish. A poor little turtle thinks it's a tasty dish and he eats it. And plastic ain't food, it makes him really sick. And I don't mean to be rude, but the straw? What's it for? To help you drink your drink, that's what your lips are for. A straw can be recycled, a straw goes in a bin, finds its way into the sea. We know that it's a sin because plastic, it can't biodegrade. When it ends up in the sea, it's in the sea to stay. Breaks into tiny pieces, it can't be cleaned up. So please remember this with your plastic coffee cup or your plastic water bottle. Take a minute, stop and think. Is there another way that I can enjoy my drink? Buy a reusable bottle, your own coffee cup. Never use a plastic straw and take your own back to the shop. Reduce your use of plastic, it's the least that you can do. This world is for all animals, not just for me and you. Yeah! You're switching on now, man. Really?
Now I see what you were saying. You are all playing my mind, killing creatures with no plastic. It isn't nice or kind. I know that I can change. Now I see the problem's real. I'll recycle and reuse to help the world to heal.
Yes, Ben, you're really getting it. Oh, yes, you're a fast learner.
Cheers.
give your grandma a visit. Come on, this way.
Hello, Ben. I said, hello, Ben.
Do you mind, Brad? I'm trying to do the hardest level of Minecraft.
You know, Ben, you're supposed to provide. I hate to see you wasting your time on these games.
Whatever.
I thought maybe we could have faced two.
No thanks.
Your teacher called me today.
Well, I've only just come in. And are you going to start nagging?
I just want what's best for you, Ben. I love you.
Well, I don't. I hate you and I hate school. And I wish they all would disappear into the hole. Who would want you? You're ugly, you're mean, and I hate you.
I don't know what to do. Ben's so ungrateful. I don't know if he will ever get a job. It's making me ill with it.
I was on a hard level, I needed to concentrate.
Your grandma would do anything.
No, she wouldn't. Right, let me tell you something. 1, she won't let me eat my dolls for tea. 2, she tries to tell me not to play my video games on my phone. And 3, she keeps nagging me to go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Eating McDonald's every day isn't good for you or for the environment. And it looks to me like you're letting these games take over from real life.
Real life is so boring. Oh my God.
That's not true, Ben. Maybe you're just not seeing the opportunities that are there in front of you because you always have your head stuck in that gadget.
You don't get it, do you? Everyone is always on their stupid phones. I'm no different to anyone else. And you are killing me now, and I can't be bothered recycling. So stop this, okay? Just stop!
Okay, Ben, as you please. But before I leave you, I did want to take you on a little trip into the future.
What? Really? Cool.
Come with me.
Oh, future. Oh, I can't wait to see some flying cars, robots, some aliens, UFOs. Oh, this is so exciting. What is that?
That's you, Ben!
No, it can't be. My God, what's happening to me?
Too much fast food and no exercise.
My house doesn't look very comfy.
Well, you didn't get a job, and you spent all your benefit money on fast food, takeaways, and of course buying the latest phone.
I don't seem very happy.
Nobody's very happy in this future, Ben. This is what the future would look like if everybody looked like you. Was like you.
Well, what do you mean?
What I mean is, nobody cares about anybody else or about the environment. Everybody just wants to play on their phones and on their computers, buy things that they don't need. Everything comes wrapped in plastic packaging, and nobody recycles. Look, you're turning the TV
fantastic! This new plastic disc is a must-have for all children who want to be part of the latest playground trend. Plastic Fantastic is a small plastic disc with does absolutely nothing, but you can balance it on your finger whilst playing on your favourite game. Buy today and you can get your Plastic Fantastic package in 100% more packaging free of charge. This means you can really save the moment of opening up your new toy. Plastic Fantastic comes in a range of colours, so you can buy as many as you want. Collect them all and swap them with your friends. If you don't have a Plastic Fantastic, you will be the loser of the school playground. So buy, buy, buy! Only $29.95, more retails. Good evening and welcome to NTW News with me, your anchor, Joe King. Before we get to our main headlines, some breaking news. Today the ocean has been officially declared as a dead zone. Scientists have spent the past 5 years searching for any signs of sea life, but have only discovered the skeletal remains of whales and fish and the carcasses of octopuses and other marine life. They say that the sea has become so clogged with plastic and the water is so toxic that it is unlikely that any creatures would be able to survive. Now on to our main story. The new iPhone 25X is due to be released tomorrow in iPhone stores worldwide. Thousands of people are queuing outside the iPhone stores all over the world to get their hands on one of these shiny new handsets. A spokesman for iPhone said, "Throw out your old phones and buy the iPhone 25X. These phones are able to make phone calls using telepathic communication. The phones are able to know what you're thinking and who you want to call, meaning you won't even have to press any buttons or make any effort whatsoever. You can play your favourite games such as Super Candy Crush Saga 2 Turbo and Minecraft Beyond the Netherworld by just thinking, and if you don't want to think, then the phone will think for you. I'd say, what are you waiting for? Join the queue and get your hands on one of these new phones. Now it's Sean with the weather."
Pardon me for asking, but what's that on my hand?
The air has become so polluted that everybody has to wear a special mask to go outside. It just isn't safe to breathe the air anymore.
Wait a minute. I can't see any plants or flowers. Everywhere I can see is so grey and dull. I can't even see any birds.
Well, humans have taken over the countryside, causing the bees to become extinct. The bees pollinate the plants. And without the plants, all humans and animals can't really survive.
Well, I don't need plants to survive. I just need McDonald's.
Well then, you'll be happy to know they still have McDonald's in the future. Meat has become very expensive, so only really rich people can afford to buy beef and chicken. However, since there's all this rubbish everywhere, the place is overrun with rats which feed off human waste. And this meat is very cheap. Once they add the flavourings and the actives, no one can really tell the difference.
This future looks terrible. I don't want to live like that.
Well then, there's still time. The choices that you make today will affect what the future is like when you're an old man.
Look, I'm sorry for the way I've been. Look, I'm ready to change. Look, please, I want to go home. Please, take me away from this horrible place, please. Just give me another go, please.
As you wish.
this? A leaf? Wait a minute. Maybe it wasn't a dream. Maybe this is really happening. I need to speak to Gran. Gran! Morning, Gran.
Hi Ben, I do have a pop tart.
Are you making fruit salad? I'll have some of that, please, Gran.
Ben? You sure?
Please, Gran, I'm so grateful for what you ever do for me.
Are you okay Ben?
Never felt better, Gran. This is milk bottle. We can take it outside to recycle bin if you like.
Okay, thank you.
I also been thinking, Gran, maybe we can ask your friend Gerald if we can go down to the allotments and grow some vegetables and stuff like that. How does that sound?
That's a great idea.
So Ben decided to make positive changes in his life. He started to spend time with Grandma and Gerald on the allotment, and he learned how to grow his own fruits and vegetables. Ben was amazed how sweet and delicious the strawberries were when they'd been organically grown and freshly picked.
Delicious. They even taste even nicer than the Haribo.
He also made sure that they planted wildflower seeds to provide pollen for the bees, and he took notice of all the beautiful wildlife which he'd never noticed before.
Benny is a great help for me. He's a fast learner. And I've turned it even won a prize in the country fair.
Ben's school life also changed too. He started to go to bed earlier and woke up in a good mood, ready to start the day with a smile. He had a new interest in school lessons, particularly science and art.
I believe how much his Ben's changed. He's top of the class and a very popular student.
Ben had lots of new friends and started to spend time playing out. He still enjoyed playing on computer games, but only now and again.
Oh, Ben, I'll play out.
Ben didn't just want to change things in his own life. He wanted others to start looking after the planet too. He decided to set up an eco-club at school, where he would go litter picking with his friends. The eco-club made sure that the school was recycling their rubbish, and they were trying to create less waste that couldn't be recycled.
I now realise we are responsible for looking after our planet. All of us can do something to help. Will you help us save the world?
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Plastic takes its toll. But listen closely.
What can't hear?
We've got to take control.
I remember back in my day. The plastic just hit me as I played on the doorstep.
Let's put the rubbish in the bin. Let's put the rubbish in the bin.
This is a jump to the left.
Then a step to the right.
With your hands on your hips.
Bring it easy and tight. And then you bend down slowly. And you pick up the rubbish. Let's put the rubbish in the bin. Let's put the rubbish in the bin.
Come on, guys, we have one chance at life, and let's not mess it up for the next generation or the next. This is a jump to the left.
And then a step to the right.
With your hands on your hips.
Then you knees and tight. And then you bend down slowly. And you pick up the rubbish. Let's put the rubbish in the bin.
there to make one small change in your life, even if it's a minor little thing, every word or something, you can make a positive change in the future. Thank you.
Well, I don't need plants to survive, I just need McDonald's.
Well then, you'll be happy to know they still have McDonald's in the future. Look, see. Well, it looks as though the technology isn't as good as we thought in the future.